Tell me what you see in your soul. Gotta go real deep and explode till you feel your penile explode. Time to set yourself free, let's go. Let go, let go. To another we will unfold. To a different level we go. I let it go. I just wanna release. So I'm dead in the past. No ocean coming with me. I'm forgiving the frauds, acknowledging faults, thanking the most high God. Universe handle it all. Yeah, building my empire. Dimensions are much higher. Still I'm screaming more fire. That present is multiplying. Heaven on earth is here. If we surrender fear and shift our mental gear, focus is crystal clear. Seeing codes like the Matrix, Oracle, I can't fake it. Chosen one, I'm gonna make it. No longer hesitating. I gotta go, fulfill my dreams, yeah. I want a legacy. I must believe in me. I believe unity, cause I met the thought healer. Think positive long enough, you will be a thought healer. Heavily manifesting, I move from my solar plexus, affirming that all is well. I'm moving from all this hell. Go. I let it go. Yeah. For my inner peace, I had to. For my inner being, I gotta. For my energy, I had to. Set myself free, I have to go. I let it go. Yeah. For my inner peace, I had to. For my inner being, I gotta. Protect my peace, I have to. By any means, I gotta. Aligning with the tribe builders, I say to the ancestors. Forever we indebted to you, we owe our blessings. Divided we have fallen, together we shall stand. See this black excellence, it's the way that we win. Might as well tell a friend, it's hashtag melanin. Worth more than millions, we can begin again. Yeah, I've been setting boundaries, toxic mess don't come around me. Making goals, taking steps, protect my mental health. Generational wealth, make sure your fam's good. No longer codependent, cause we know we the richest. With the originals, everything else is copy. Protected by the sun, one day we will be one. End of the wicked, done, done, done. But first you must be done, done, done. Your ego has to die, open your third eye, and let your soul fly. Give praise to Selassie. Tell me what you see in your soul. Gotta go real deep and explode till you feel your penile explode. Time to set yourself free, let's go. Let go, let go. To another we will unfold. To a different level we go. I let it go. I let it go. Yeah. For my inner peace I had to. For my inner being I gotta. For my energy I had to. Set myself free, I have to go. I let it go. Yeah. For my inner peace I had to. For my inner being I gotta. Protect my peace I have to. By any means I gotta go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. And on this episode, I ended up with a 3-for-1 interview. I am sitting here with Ms. Meka. Ms. Meka is a mother. She's an artist. She's a mentor, a philanthropist, a spiritual advisor, and the mother of Miss Baby Righteous in there in the house.
Yeah.
Who else?
Righteous and chosen. I got chosen destiny here, my 4-year-old.
Hey, chosen destiny.
And I got a 5-month-old here, Righteous Journey.
Nice.
And then I got my dog Asia here, and she's 13. All girls in my house, no boys.
Right, I was going to say, that's a house full of strong black women.
Right, yes. You see my dog even black. So.
And
the dog is little.
Oh, he is. So how y'all doing today?
Good. Good. Y'all, they had pretty good naps. I got some work done while they was asleep. Today has been a great day. I'm happy to be here. And I'm being good too.
That's always good. That is always good. So what do you think of Mommy's music?
So much. You love it so
You
much.
like it?
So awesome.
Are you going to do a song with her one day?
Yeah. I actually just got her in classes. She did her first Zoom class last night. On my mommy's phone. Are you familiar with the artist and writer Majesty Brooks?
No.
She's actually from she's from Jersey, but she lived in the 757 for a long time, and she's actually she wrote Ponder Replay. She wrote Rihanna. So she has a couple of plaques, and she worked with kid artists. So she had her own child label. Okay. So now she's working with children again, and Chosen is learning how to sing, and she's very into music and entertainment. So I look forward to seeing what she creates. The music on the TV that I was playing. They're learning the song Sunflower with Post Malone.
Okay.
Yeah. Swally. That's the song that they're learning to sing right now. So.
Well, Chosen, I want you to invite you back, and I want you to sing that song on my podcast. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to it now. I'm going to come looking for you.
You excited? Yeah.
So, you have a lot going on. I don't even know where to begin. Where do you want to start at?
I would have to say my spiritual advisor, because I feel like that's taking up a lot of my time right now. Mm-hmm. Quite right. I feel like I've been having some breakthroughs when it comes to my readings. Just very, very vivid and clear messages, very informative, and it's fun. It's so much fun to be able to help people, to give them clarity in certain areas of their life. Like, for instance, and I mean, I'm not going to speak on their names for of course, as their clients, but I'm sitting here looking at it, so I have to speak on it. I have a client who had a family member that was going to court today. Mm-hmm. And so happened to have I'm sorry.
No, take care of the baby.
A court candle that I never used that a friend gave me. And, words have power, colors have power, we have power if we decide to utilize it. And one of those powers is by writing down things and taking it to God. So blue represents a lot of things. And one of those things is winning and having success in opposition. Mm-hmm. So I burnt this candle for her, and I put their information down. She texted me this morning and said he got out. Nice. So that just made me feel great. You know what I mean? To know that I had some part to take in that. And that's just an example of the things that have been happening like recently, real recent. I would say this week has been a very powerful week when it comes to my spiritual work. As far as my music goes, my friend that I was just speaking of, Majesty, she's also a spiritual advisor as well and a mentor of mine. So we're developing a new sound. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Go is just the beginning of that. I wrote that song at a very important part in time in my life, and I actually recorded the video when I was pregnant with Righteous. Okay. So it was very symbolic to me to be able to still perform and work in my art and do such of a good job doing it as well, because it came out beautiful. And I feel like it was a great representation, because I believe in everything that I'm doing is not for me, it's for them. Mm-hmm. And I definitely feel like I've prophesied myself through that. Like, my higher self knew about things that I didn't know, that I've done through my music as well as my art. Like, for instance, the shirt that I have on, I don't know if you can see the words on it.
Queen.
It says, yes, queen, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a design that I came up with when I was in school in Hampton, and I did it in a class and just decided to put it on shirts.
Okay.
Now, I also have queen in training shirts for your daughters, your nieces, you know what I mean, for the younger queens.
Right.
This was before I even had daughters.
Okay.
Years before I had daughters, I came up with both of these designs, and I not only came up with the designs, I pressed shirts and sold them to people who had daughters and nieces. I didn't even know I was going to have a daughter. Mm-hmm. So I know that these are things that are, you know, my spirit. I'm spirit driven. I'm passion driven. So I'm following, you know, the things that I'm being led to do. And Yes, Queen, Yes was a freestyle that I did. It was off of, I can't remember the beat. It was a Nicki Minaj did the Yes, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The Yes beat, Yes. And I just flipped it and did Yes, Queen, Yes as a freestyle and just used it in one of my classes for a font class.
Okay.
And then I threw it on a shirt and everybody liked it. So now I'm bringing that back, especially now that I have 2 representations. I mean, shoot, I can get onesies and, you know what I mean? Right. Baby girls and they're very photogenic. So it's just, everything is aligning in order for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need one of those shirts for my daughter.
Yay! I got you. You just let me know what size.
Now that's the problem. She's 14 and I have no idea.
Ask her. I'm sure she's wearing adult size shirts. So it's probably a small or a medium.
Yeah, I would probably, because I'm daddy, I would probably go for a medium.
Mm-hmm. I don't want nothing too tight. I know that's right.
Right. So how does one get into the spiritual arena like you are? Do you felt that you were called into it? It came to you? Did you go looking for it? How does that happen?
Okay, so when I was 5, this was around the time that my grandmother started going into religion and Christianity. Mm-hmm. And when I went to church with her, a lady told her that I was a prophet. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what that was. I was 5 years old. She didn't really know how to explain it to me because she was, you know what I mean, learning herself as far as faith. She had been in church, but she didn't really know much of, you know. So they didn't really explain much to me. So I feel like my whole life, I prophesized. Mm-hmm. I've always used my voice through words, whether it was poetry, me talking to people. I remember being a kid and making up songs on the playground in kindergarten. Right? And my daughter does the same thing, which is why I know that she's, you know, meant to do anything dealing with entertainment because she has it's just natural for her. She's sitting. Okay, Toby, that's fine. She just had a little bit too much milk. So I feel like it was already in me, but when it comes to the cards, that was something that was introduced to me. Mm-hmm. And it was during the time that I just so happened to be going through a spiritual awakening where I was seeing things differently when it comes to religion and spirituality and all of the things that I had been taught. And I was open to it. So a friend of mine showed me crystals and some oracle cards. And I was like, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. And I've always been into psychics and stuff. My mother is as well. But like I said, I was going through a different, like I was learning about African spirituality and I was watching documentaries like Hidden Colors and learning about stuff that I was like mind blown, like not even on you know what I mean? Not even thinking about doing no readings or anything. And it just, all my life, if I look at my progress reports, they all say talkative. Mm-hmm. I never thought in my life I get paid to talk. I'm getting paid to talk.
Right.
You know, so, and I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter what your line of work is, your purpose will follow you. I went in the military. People had me praying for them in basic training. You know what I mean? Like, I was always the center of attention. It didn't matter where I went. I didn't want to be. I never wanted the spotlight, but I always get it. I've always been a natural born leader. I've always been that person that has to speak up for the people who can't speak up for themselves. Mm-hmm. I've always been, had a way with my words. I was a poet before I was a rapper. Okay. DMX taught me how to write bars. DMX and Jay-Z Money Cash Hoes was my first song. Mm-hmm. The first song I ever wrote a full song to was Money Cash Hoes. So, you know, I know that, like, that's why I'm so connected to DMX, because he was a prophet. He won't just, you know what I mean? He won't just out here doing music. He was spitting some real truth in his music, as well as prophesizing truth about life and God and who we are as a people to people. And I feel like that's what I do as well. That's why I connect heavy with him. So I feel like on different levels at different times in my life, it has hit me. And right now it's just a little bit different because I'm connecting to my ancestors. I'm hearing them. I'm feeling them. I'm not seeing them, thank God, because I don't want to see no spirits. I'm not talking to y'all, but I ain't trying to see you walking up on me. But it's a beautiful thing because I know that this is something that we've always done as a people, as melanated people. And my ancestors, my grandparents, and even people in my family, my dad and uncles, they see and talk to spirits too. So I know it's nothing new. All of us have the ability to connect and to, you know, have that gift if we decide to. We just have different ways. Some people see it, some people don't. I know a lot of people who see. Do you see spirits? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
I try not to.
Have you before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, good.
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, that's good.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel your spiritual readings and your Christianity, do they go hand in hand? Do they accentuate each other? Because, you know, there's a lot of old school people who don't believe you can be of both.
Well, I have one answer for that. I'm not a Christian. Okay. I don't necessarily subscribe to religion, period. Me personally, I feel like every religious background I've been able to, when I went through my awakening, I was listening to Hindu and Buddhist chants, the prayer of Devi. I was listening to the mother of Devi. Why? Because I'm a feminine, and most religions don't even talk about a woman God. So I don't really subscribe to that because I've awakened into a whole nother level of where we begin. And Christianity was not the beginning for our people. So when I was introduced to this information, it changed my belief system and it tore down something within me because I felt like I had been lied to my whole life. Because there is a woman and a mother and a father God, and they had to be Black because we're the first people here.
Right.
Had to be. So, you know, that and that's not the representation that we get in Christianity. Let's keep it real. Even if you say it doesn't matter what he looked like, and you know what I mean? Like all of those things that you get from Christians, it does matter. It matters a whole lot.
I think that it's a lot of things within Christianity that have been edited. And
yes.
So, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I also know history. And I also know that Christianity was something else before it was Christianity.
Right.
Because the name Christianity actually is, being a Christian is to be Christ-like.
Exactly.
But there was religion before Christ. Like even if you go back to Muslim and Judaism, there were religions before. You know, and to me, a lot of all religion, to me, it's whatever you're most comfortable with.
I feel like all of them preach the same thing, though,
exactly.
Sean.
I do. Yeah, right.
All of them preach the same thing, and there's no way that these Muslims or these Judaisms or Hindus or anybody, Catholics, whatever you believe in, there's no reason or no way that people could be praying to these guys for over centuries if they weren't receiving some type of blessing.
Right.
So I don't beg nobody for whatever religion that they, you know. I'm not saying that I don't subscribe necessarily to one religion. I feel like all of them matter. So whatever I can pull for, I still believe in scripture. You know what I mean? I still listen to gospel music. Right. I love music, so I listen to all music. I listen to Hindu chants. I listen to Buddhist chants. I listen to African music. I do comedic, you know what I mean, rituals. I do, you know what I mean? I go with whatever connects to me spiritually, whatever feels good to me on a soul level, and not necessarily what it is that I can see. You know what I mean? It's what I can feel. So that's what I feel like. And it used to conflict with me, but guess who gave me my tarot deck?
Who was that?
My mother.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So my opinion is like, if she accepts this part of me, then you know what I mean? I feel a little bit easier. Not that I should be going to anyone for validation, because this is something that is a God gift for me. You know what I mean? Something that I was given. And I feel like it can be a gift and a curse, because it can get overwhelming to know things. But I feel like it's also helped me and it's helping other people. So I don't feel like it would be like, negative is what, they would say as far as the Christian community or whatever, because I feel like there's just a different word for it.
Yeah.
I said, I was a prophet. Now, if I was doing the same thing I'm doing without these cards in a church, because you come in our room, we got God saving there. Me and her, we be clapping it up for each other because we be saying the same thing a different way. And we just be laughing like it's so many different ways to get to God, because everybody has a different perspective.
Right.
And you can meet people where they at. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't knock nobody. If you subscribe to Kirk Franklin, me too.
I was actually kind of lucky. My father was a minister, and he's you
a PK.
Oh, I'm a double, triple PK. My father, my grandfather, probably his father.
Oh, wow, you got it deep.
Deep.
That's dope though. That's good, because some people don't even know a faith base. Some people don't have that structure into the discipline, into getting to know God and things of that nature. And you had no choice.
And he surprised me in my teenage years, because
Really?
I thought I was doing something. I thought I was being rebellious, and you know how you go through them phases.
Think you know everything.
Right, think you know everything. And I was kind of studying other religions, but I was kind of keeping it from him, because I was like, I want Daddy to be tripping. Right. And it was so funny that it came to a head because the Million Man March came, and I wanted to go. But I called myself sneaking to go.
And didn't tell him.
Well, little beknownst to me, the bus trip that I was going to take was sponsored by the Norfolk Mosque and my mother's church. So they kind of got together and did the bus trip for it. And then he found out I was interested. He was like, yeah, I want you to go. Because they came up with the whole March to Washington and that part of the civil rights.
Right.
So I thought, because, it was sponsored by Farrakhan and Nation of Islam, I thought I was doing something. I thought I was sneaking, right? But we had a conversation after that. And he was like, I want you to explore other religions. I want you to learn and make the best decision for you.
That's right.
Right. Of course, I want you to be a Christian, but I want you to be whatever brings you closer to God.
Amen.
Blew my mind. Because I just knew I was sneaking and doing something.
More people should adopt that, but that's because that's a fear that, you know what I mean, most anybody I would have felt like that if I was you. I would have felt the same way. Like, I'm not telling him nothing. I'm not telling my mom. I'm not telling nobody. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to see how this works for me. And, maybe I'll speak on it moving forward.
But like they say, what's done in the dark comes out in the light.
Amen.
So,
hey,
yeah.
You ain't lie. Can't sneak, can you?
Yeah. So I was like, he welcomed me to read the Quran. He welcomed me to study Judaism. And because of that, I came to the realization that it's pretty much the same.
Exactly.
Like, same stories, same parables, different names.
That's it.
I believe Jesus and Muhammad, if they're not the same, they're cousins.
They gotta be all related, in my opinion.
And then if you do your history of where
person.
If you do your history of where the religions come from, they're all in the same area.
Yep.
And they're all in the Middle East, aka Northern Africa. All of them.
So who is that? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, my only beef with Christianity is the fact that they showed me a white man. If they would have shown me you, I'd have been good. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, so my mom.
That's my only beef. Everything else is like, all right, I can deal with it. I mean, it's still to a certain extent, because slavery and Christianity, I don't like that either.
Right.
Children, don't you hear?
Well, I kind of had it a little bit different, where, yes, my father was a minister, but my mother coming up was a Black Panther. So we didn't have white baby dolls.
Damn right.
We had black. We still to this day is black Jesus on my wall.
And see, that's the thing, Sean. Before I even knew what I know now, I still had a black Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I still had a whole black supper. They had locks.
Yep.
But I still had a whole black because I knew subconsciously. Like once again, I was like, this fact that this is what we should be looking like. That is dope.
And then, like you said, when you do your research, you know where all that happened.
Yeah.
You know. Now, one of the downfalls of Christianity is it's been edited a few times.
Right.
And, you know, most famously is, what was it? King James.
King James, right.
He took a lot out of the Bible. And then when slavery was a thing, they changed a lot of things to make it. But they didn't change enough, though. They didn't change enough because eventually the knowledge got to the people, and the people's like, hold up, this don't sound right. How can you say this and then treat us this way? Something ain't right. And then if you read, how can you push Christianity to slaves and teach them the Old Testament, which is about the slaves escaping bondage?
Exactly.
And don't think nobody's going and be surprised when that turn to show up. You know what I mean? You messed it up yourself.
It's it's amazing to me. And see that's that rabbit hole that I was in, you know what I mean, during my awakening. So they over here fighting over the blanket. The baby is strong.
So yeah, I'm a Christian. I believe in Christianity. I believe in the Bible, but I also know there was other things before the Bible.
I believe in it too. I believe in all of it. Mm-hmm. That's my problem. So am I a Christian? I guess. You know what I mean? I guess you could say I'm a Christian. You could say I subscribe to a number of those things because I believe in it, but I'm not going to be up here, you know, I ain't going to be in church every Sunday. Like, I've always subscribed to the Church of Meka.
Right. And it's, you know, with me, church it's one of those things. I grew up in church, so it's a comfort zone there.
It's a home.
It's a home.
Yeah.
And it does feed my spiritual needs. And it gives me a sense of togetherness.
Yes.
Now, this is what a lot of people get confused at. You can be a Christian without the church.
Yes. That's where I come in.
There's a difference between...
And that my father always told me.
Yeah.
I don't got a church to be a Christian. And that's what he used to always tell me. He would sit in his room, read his book or whatever, or watch it on TV or do whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever was comfortable for him. But like I said, my grandma started at 5, so I was there. Mm-hmm. I was there on Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. I was there on Saturdays. I was there on Sundays.
Now, I agree that you should be around like-minded people.
Yes.
And then you should be around someone that can teach you. So, and that's what I'm really big with. I've been really blessed that both of my pastors, I've only had 2 real pastors in my whole life. My original pastor was my pastor from the time I was, 6, 7 years old to my early 30s. And he passed away. And then we have our new pastor, which happened to be a friend of mine. So.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
The one thing I love about them, I don't consider them preaching preachers. They are teaching preachers.
They teach. Yeah, and see, there's a big difference. Mm-hmm. I like how you said that. There's definitely a big difference because I like to be taught. Give me something with this. Give me the bread and the meat. I want all of it.
I want the substance.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want the shiny, flashy sermon that I ain't learned. I ain't getting nothing from. It ain't help me out. How's that going to help me out next week? That's what. Or how's that going to help me out from the week I just had?
Yes. Give me something to go home with. Exactly. I need a takeaway. That's important. That's very important. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I enjoy spiritual advising, because that's basically all I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm basically giving you clarity on the areas that you know that you've already been questioning or talking to God about. Excuse me. Go to your room right now. I said go to your room now and take your blanket with you. Because instead of just sitting here, you want to squeeze next to me and do the most. See you later, Chosen.
She trying to get her shine.
5, 4. If I get the one, no more tablet or TV for the rest of the week. 2.
I love that multitasking.
All day, every day. It's the life of a mother.
And she's 4, right?
Like that's why I feel like I can relate to like Hindus because they got all them
All
hands.
them
I'm like,
arms and stuff.
yeah, that's me all day. I got I'm doing 1,000 things, so I can relate to that.
How old is she? 4?
She is 4. Chosen is 4. She'll be 5 September 22nd.
Oh, so let me ask you, are you going to let her go to school, in-person school? Okay.
Nope. I can't do it. I don't vaccinate her. And when she was in school, because she was in school with vaccinated kids, she was getting sick. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even like the reverse of what most people think. They think that the unvaccinated kids are the ones putting other kids at risk, but it was the opposite. After she's been out of school for over a year, she hasn't had a cold. She got sick for one day. Mm-hmm. And that was it. It was just a little bug. And she hasn't been sick since. Her allergies usually act up where she has to take a Buterol and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Nothing for over a year. So I feel like it's been helping actually. Mm-hmm. Now I do know a few people who homeschool. One of the girls, she just recently had a baby too. So I'm kind of waiting until she gets settled and things before I send her back. But we have been working. I got her on ABC Mouse. Mm-hmm. There's a sister on YouTube named Monica who does circle time videos. Mm-hmm. She actually started her own pre-K and she has just stuff that you can order and has sent to you as well. Mm-hmm. I've gotten her workbook. So we have a whole curriculum in the morning. She's writing her name. She knows how to write her first, middle, and last name. Like these are things that I'm doing with her at home. So I feel like her going to school, honestly, they don't teach us nothing about ourselves anyway. Right. So as long as I can find a way to get it done at home, and if I feel like there's an area that I can't teach her, which I do get frustrated, it's not easy, very difficult. Like I know math and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna have to outsource, but I feel like I can get it done at home. Okay. I'm getting her activities outside of home so that she can still have that playtime with friends, and we have plenty of people for her to have play dates with. But I think that's the most important thing that she would be missing from school, having friends and being able to hang out with them. Because they ain't really teaching much else.
I think COVID really did change the landscape of education. Yes. That was one of the, I'm looking at, one of the components of you always got to find the good with the bad. Yeah. And there's equals and opposites to everything. Everything bad has a good and everything good has a bad. Yes. One of the things, all right, so the bad thing is all the people who we lost during COVID. Yeah. The good thing is the way, industry has changed, the way education has changed. I think it kind of puts education more on an equal level in some ways.
I do too, because I just feel like not necessarily that it's not as important, but there's not necessarily a need. Like the same thing as far as church. Like I'm not saying that it's not important, but we're not gathering in churches as much now because we can't. Right. So we have to find other ways to communing with each other. People are virtual doing everything. Look at what we're doing right now. I love it because we're still able, and I've been working from home. I don't have a choice, but I was doing that before COVID to a extent. So when I was doing readers in store, which was only twice a week, when we were pushed back, it was like, all right, now I got to double do what I've been doing. You know what I mean? I feel like for most people, they had to find a grind and figure out, what is something that they naturally do, which is also something that I'm good at. Helping people point out things that they're naturally good at and telling them or, helping them and pushing them towards doing those things because chances are you can make money doing it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we also learned during COVID that you can be expendable, just like that. Yeah. So you find something that you can do naturally and learn how to do it or practice doing it on the side because you never know when they can, fire you.
I want to see how industry is going to handle it. Now they didn't have all these people they didn't allowed to work from home. What's going to happen when they be like, y'all come back? And everybody be like, no, because I was doing my job at home. Why I need to come back?
And see, that's just the thing. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. I think they're gonna have to give people options.
But some of the companies are taking advantage of it, and they see that the extra money they're spending on office space and electricity and
exactly,
they don't have to do that anymore and still get the same result. So I'm really interested to see maybe a year or two how the long-term changes take effect.
I hate to say that this is something that is going to happen, but I really feel like they don't want us around each other anyway. I feel like this quarantine has a bigger goal as far as the masses concerned. I would love to see it happen. I hope if they do that they give people raises. They're going to be making more money.
Yeah.
You're saving more money.
Because you don't have to pay that rent anymore.
Right, exactly. So at least give that money to the people who are going to be working from home, because it's not going to be easy for them. Look at this. You know what I mean? You got to still maintain your house while you're working. So,
and a lot of that is just the United States too, because other parts in Europe, a lot of people work from home. Say that again.
That a lot of people work from home
in Europe. Yeah.
Europe. Okay.
Yeah. This was a United States thing, that whole 9 to 5 thing, and they're a lot more lenient when it comes to self time and vacation time, and I think it's going to make the United States have to deal with that.
Yeah, because shoot, even what is it? Isn't it in Italy where they make you have like a mandatory lunch?
Right. And in some countries they make you take a mandatory vacation, and it's paid.
And it's supposed to be the country that everybody running to. I don't get it. We ain't getting none of it. I feel like reparations and that kind of stuff is overdue anyway. In my opinion, a lot of these old anarchies, a lot of this old European structure has to fall in order for us to get what we need. Because they want it all. And it's not like a big group of them, but they're dying. So.
Well, that's the whole reason America was started anyway, though. So
exactly.
Yeah. And
it's time for that to be a change. And I feel like that's part of the prophecy as well. Like, we already know we the ones.
Right.
And we damn sure don't die. We multiplying. We damn sure ain't. Why are they trying to pull that one? We ain't nowhere near the minority.
All right, so we're going to go there since you didn't brought it up. I think that it's funny, but it's not funny. But I think it's funny that all of the recent things that's happened in the news, especially over this last year or so, and culminating with the Capitol building. It is a whole lot of privileged people who believe that they're owed something and they've been wronged. And the whole time, my ancestors been hanging for trees.
Come on. I can't even wrap my mind around somebody that has the audacity to feel like they are owed anything. It's just, and that's one of the reasons why I refuse to look at anybody outside of myself as being anything less, because we are the ones. You understand? That's why they are fearful of us. That's why they did the stuff that they did. So it's like, you got to be kidding me at this point.
One of my favorite sermons was by a preacher named Jeremiah Wright. I don't know if you remember, but he is President Obama's pastor. And President Obama almost got in a little bit of trouble because of this sermon came out. And it was it was called When America's Chickens Come Home to Roost. And he was spitting some fire. And they got really upset. But he was not lying.
Right.
They was trying to say, oh, he racist and whatever. Why you gotta be racist when we pull the truth up? Why we gotta be racist?
But my whole thing is, Black people can't be racist. It's impossible. Racist is an oppressed people. We are the oppressed people.
Right.
So there's no possible way. Prejudice? Yeah, we can be prejudiced.
We can be prejudiced.
And we prejudice racist people.
And we can be prejudiced to ourselves. So.
And we We can definitely be, because that's cute, baby. Because there's definitely black on black crime, and I hate that. Like, we were out at the park on Easter, and a white lady came up to me and was like, there was another shooting, and it was teenagers, and I don't understand why they kill each other.
I don't like the whole black on black crime thing.
I hate it
Because
too.
white people kill white people too.
That's
and don't
exactly
nobody
what
say
I
nothing
told her.
about it.
I said, ma'am, crime happens in whatever community it's in. We're not the only people who kill each other.
Mhm.
I said, y'all community do the same. I said, now it's a shame that anybody had to die, period, and their kids. That's the problem that I have.
Mhm.
I said, now, we address our own issues in our community. Y'all need to do the same.
I think if we did the numbers and did the numbers on white crime,
It's more.
it's more. And then you got to show what defines white. All American white people, white
Right.
people and European people. You know.
Italian white.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you. Irish, what are they? I don't know.
That really frustrates me.
Me
I think
too.
that's a trumped up stat that's used to bring us down.
I know you heard about what's the boy's name that just was killed in Minnesota during the trial.
Yes.
And I believe I think his mother was white.
Mm-hmm.
So he's biracial. Either way, the way that they're trying to spin this already is just, she thought it was a taser. Mm-hmm. The lady, she admitted that she didn't know on camera. So how y'all gonna get y'all get caught red-handed? Like, and once again, like you said, when you know a history of something, then you understand it. And if you know the history of the police, you already know that they were slave catchers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Need I say more?
That's where state troopers came from.
I seen a video today with a guy that got pulled over and he reported the police. The police trooper told him that he pulled him over because he was going 5 miles under the speed limit and he was suspicious. Mm-hmm. Well, don't you find that suspicious? You're going 5 miles under. The speed limit is 70 and I'm going 65 and you pull me over and start asking me where I'm going, where I'm coming from, what part of town, where I work, how long do I work? Why are all these questions relevant, sir?
And then, so we got the young man that just got shot in Minnesota, but in the same weekend, we had the military officer.
The lieutenant.
The lieutenant, that was here in Virginia.
Yeah.
That got maced, and it was just because he was black driving an Escalade.
Exactly.
I don't care how you want to sugarcoat
talking to him, he said, I'm afraid to get out of the car. You should be.
Right.
That alone... You giving him administrative leave, bro?
And the man had his uniform on.
And had his uniform on. That just goes to show that they don't care. My whole thing is, when did they find out in training? Do they teach them that they are the judge, the executioner, and all of that, or something? Right. Because they just do what they want. It's not even. We're not shooting you in the leg to disable you from running. We're just going straight for the kill. Yeah. And that's crazy to me.
And then they come full circle around all the excuses.
Yes.
Where, so it's okay. It's two things I want to say. One, I'm trying to pick my words carefully. So one of the misconceptions about, I'm just going to say white people, is they're really patriotic and they love the country. And remember when the whole, you can't take a knee because that's disrespectful to the armed services and the flag and all that. So Mason, a dude in his uniform, is respectful?
Storming the Capitol is respectful?
Right. And then let's go into, let's talk about how they're treating the people that's coming across the border.
Oh yeah, see that alone, all of those kids and displaced families. But
what gets me is
it doesn't make sense at all.
So you fed us the Kool-Aid all these years, talking about America the free, home of the brave, bring your tired, huddled masses, and it's a place for immigrants and the whole American dream thing.
Exactly.
But then when somebody try to come get that American dream, you put them in cages.
Yeah, like animals.
And then you forget that
they de-sterilizing the women there and everything.
But then you forget that your people had to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
They had to come somewhere. If
That's
you
my whole
pale
thing.
skin, your people had to come from somewhere.
Whole thing is they don't even want to admit that. Like y'all conquered this land, so to speak, in your from what y'all tell us in history.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong. They didn't conquer nothing. They got kicked out of England.
Exactly.
That's one of the things they don't tell you is that the pilgrims were the people that they didn't want. And the people who did crimes and owed money, and they was trying to get rid of them to clean out their society. So you send your worst over here and then be surprised when they buck against you.
Right.
You
Pretty
know?
much.
So yeah. Come on now. You're gonna but it's a lesson of oppression that they should learn that they didn't learn. Because they were the oppressed people sent to another land, and you turn around and you murder, genocide, and oppress the people who are here.
And we could have very well helped them because it's not like we didn't already. Like the Moors was in Europe teaching them how to bathe themselves and put their animals outside. Mm-hmm. So we would have helped them. You know what I mean? I feel like once again, it's time for them to humbly bow out. And if they don't, you know what I mean? Like our ancestors, just think about the spirits, the back end that we have on the spirit realm. Like that's a powerful force. Anywhere in the world, God is going to allow us to continue to be oppressed. Not when our people are seeing things for what it is. And it don't matter what your religion is. Your spirit field is. We see our people being killed on film. I don't care if you a Jew, a Muslim, you are black. You understand? Black, Moor, whatever you want to call it. We are brown, red people. And we are seeing our people being slain again, over and over again.
And the whole thing goes against America.
Yeah.
How can you be out here killing other Americans and then still say you're patriotic?
I'm supposed to send my child to school to sing this flag song. That's not helping her people. You know what? I had her in a Christian school. Chosen was in a Christian school before before school finished. Okay. She was in a Christian school. And so she was learning scripture and stuff. And I didn't mind that. I love the school, as a matter of fact. But I hate that damn song. So when she came home singing that, I was like, not this is our land stuff. Like, like I hate it.
But it is our land that got stolen from us.
It is. But once again, it's just they're not giving us our truth. So I don't necessarily feel too bad for keeping her home because there are like YouTube videos like Akila and Black creators who are making it easy for us to show our children the truth, you know what I mean, of our lineage before slavery, because that's all they show us. I didn't learn a lot about.
So I'm gonna tell you one of my pet peeves, and especially with the upbringing I had with my mother, because she made sure I knew about other Black people.
Yes.
I am so tired of Martin Luther King. No disrespect to the man or what he did, but Martin Luther King.
Who he was when his celebration came around because it's on her tablet for ABC Mouse and all of that. But I feel
Martin Luther King was not the only Black man that ever did anything. Booker T. Washington is not the only Black man that did anything. And if you want to talk about Booker T. Washington, talk about all the other stuff he invented besides the peanut.
Right.
I'm tired of that. I want to learn about something else.
Everything no, and that's something else. Like think about all the things that we invented as slaves that they took and patented themselves because we couldn't do it.
Whiskey.
Everything.
Whiskey, Jack Daniels.
All of it.
He got that from a slave.
Yeah. Everything under the sun.
Because back then we could invent stuff, but we couldn't get credit for it.
Exactly. So they took and patented it all because we were finding ways to make the work more easier for us. Y'all ain't about to work us to death.
Right. That's why the cotton gin came. I'm tired of that.
Y'all working us hard. We got to figure out how to do this easier.
Right.
Our people do. oh my God, we've been modifying and making it happen and making it work and multitasking and we've been doing it since the beginning of time. They can't stop us. Everything they done threw at us, even what they doing now, it can't stop us. They might as well just stop trying. That's in my opinion, is just give up. Just give up.
But and I think that's why the whole I don't like saying bringing his name up, but I think that's the whole Trump thing.
Yeah.
They thought they had the white savior that was going to take them back. That's the whole Make America Great Again. America ain't never been great for my people. It's been all right.
Not since they...
And don't get me wrong. I love America. This is my country. This is my home. This is where I'm from. I don't think I want to be too many other places but America. But America has to deal with its truths.
That's right. That's the problem that I have with America. We sweep everything under the rug. When it comes to white supremacy, when it comes to... That's beautiful, baby. When it comes to systemic racism and the system itself, all of that, it needs to be torn down. It does. And if we're not going to peel that Band-Aid off and really start digging and talking about it, and or we're not, you know what I mean? Because it's like anytime it's brought up, we getting killed off. And it don't even matter if you're black. They're going to kill you if you're white, Puerto Rican, or any other color. If you're trying to talk some type of truth, it's like, no, you're a part of the problem because you want to expose what we've been sweeping under this rug for.
Right. All right, so since I got you here and I see that you ain't shy, let me ask you this. Have you noticed the correlation between them letting everybody out of lockdown and out of quarantine and all of a sudden we got mass shootings again?
No, because they already know, because we've been sitting in the house. Some people don't know how to deal with themselves. For those of us that do, we've been using our time wisely. We've been healing. We've been growing our businesses. We've been spending time with our family. For those of us who haven't, we want to get back out there and have some damn fun. What's a mixture of alcohol and adrenaline? You know what I mean? And they've always placed guns in our community. So there's no coincidence when neither one of them happened. In my opinion, I'm scared to go to the ocean front, and I'm from Virginia Beach. And I literally grew up on the ocean front. Like, my family is from SeaTac, Burnett. So I've always been on the beach. Like, it's nothing for me to walk from 20th Street all the way to 4th, because that's just the type of stuff that we did as children. Now I don't even feel safe going down there, and it's sad. I feel like it's all a part of the plan. Once again, they quarantining us for a reason. They want us to start feeling used to. It's like a project, just like the project. It's like, all right, we can keep them in the house for 30 days. We can give them these. We can do this. We can do that. We can just give them money, keep them in the house. They're still spending the money that we're giving them. You know what I mean? Everybody online shopping, door dashing, Instacarting. So everything is still getting done. But if we were to say, all right, it's on lockdown and these are the restrictions and you got to do this and you got to do that, and we bringing in people to, you know what I mean, to enforce this, and if you don't, you going to jail. Because we've seen all of this occur already. They putting in curfews. They bringing in, police officers and tanks and all of that stuff. What's the overall issue? What is the overall goal of this? I feel like it's COVID and the vaccines and them trying to, you know what I mean, call me a conspiracy theorist. I feel like it's some real mark of the beast type stuff going on.
Right. Well, hey, they've been told that, we are in the last days. I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like the last days is not literally the last days, in my opinion. I feel like it's the last days of the bull crap and the negativity and the strife and the burdens that us as a people and a nation of melanated souls have been dealing with for so long. So yeah, it is the last days for them. You know what I mean?
And that's why everything kind of amped up.
Yeah. So it's like, and they don't, like I said, they don't care who they kill at this point. They're just trying to control the population. They know we ain't gonna die because we multiply.
Right. We
make
baby kids.
All y'all. We made all y'all. So it don't matter if you mix with a black person. You are all of it. And that's one of the things that once I watch Hidden Colors, I'm like, damn, we are the 12 tribes. We all in the tribe.
Mhm.
We did this, we did that. The oldest fossil on the earth was a black woman? Really?
Yes, a black woman, not a black man, a black woman.
A woman. And see, most people don't want to hear that, Sean.
But you know, it's two.
Especially-
It's two. Cause they found one, and then they went back and dug and found another one that was like 500 more years older. Right.
Luckily. See, and these are things that our children need to know.
Mhm.
These are things that they should have taught me in school, because as a black woman, do you understand how empowered I would feel if I knew at 4 years old that the first fossil ever found on Earth was a black woman?
Mm-hmm.
Not even black men, not even most black men will admit that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another problem that I have, because everything comes through the womb of a woman. And after giving birth with no medicine, I know what it feels like to create and actually bring something into this realm. That's something a man can't do.
Right.
It just can't happen. It's not, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, yes, I am. We are really superpowered.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a drug when I gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I sniffed essential oils, and I was in labor for 20-some hours. You understand? So we have to get back to that. That's one of the things that I feel like is very important for us. We have to really acknowledge the feminine, the mother side of things. We've given the masculine all the praise for a very long time. We forgot all
That's
about
a whole nother conversation we're gonna have, because I was in a unique position where I was raised in a church that had woman leadership.
And that's a beautiful thing as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the whole. That's a whole. We're gonna have to have a whole nother conversation about that.
I love talking with you.
I have to get ready to go. I see little mama right there. She is upset.
Yeah. And trying to get to Elmo over here.
I understand that. Tell everybody how they can reach you, your social media, websites, how they can get your music, how they can schedule a reading. Give it to them.
All right, everyone. Well, first of all, follow everywhere at Soul Rebel Nation. That's SOUL. Okay, Righteous obviously won't try to follow her.
She's trying to get hers in. Tell them, Righteous, where do they need to go? Where they need to go? Right, tell them.
Baby is an ancestor because she came to work tooth at 2 weeks and she's been teething her whole life.
Ooh.
She had a whole molar at 14 days. So yes, follow me everywhere on social media at Soul Rebel Nation. I tried to spell that out. Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook. I don't really do Twitter, but I do have a Twitter account as well. My personal account is It's Miss Meka. That's ITZMZMEKA. And I'm also It's Miss Meka on TikTok. I've been doing a lot of TikToks lately.
I'm trying to get into TikTok.
I'm enjoying it. You just gotta find a way to connect. I feel like I'm a funny person, and I don't really get to show that side of myself to people unless they really know me. Oh, this child. Hey, what is this?
She's trying to say, Mom, it's time to wrap it up.
Another nap, and I really don't want him to go to sleep. But I feel like TikTok is very beneficial. So yes, as far as getting a reading, all of my links are in my bio, but you can DM me or email me at soulrebelnation@gmail as well. My music and everything is on my link tree. So whether you hit the It's Miss Meka or Soul Rebel Nation page, the link will take you to all of my links. The YouTube channel, my music links, as well as the playlist for my videos, and the Clubhouse link as well. So tap in with me. I will be live tonight on Clubhouse as well, around 10 p.m.-ish. We're going to do some romance reading and talk to people about love tonight, because people really don't want to know about real stuff. They don't want you to really dig in their soul. They just want to talk about surface level stuff like love.
Right.
So we can talk about some little love stuff tonight. I really enjoyed talking to you today, Sean.
We got to have you back, because we never even really talked about the music for real. So we gotta have a part 2.
Hopefully I'll have something new for you by then.
Okay. And Righteous will have her little album out.
Yes. Her and Chosen gonna be her way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 757 Renaissance Man. I'm your host, Sean. That is Miss Meka and Righteous, and we are out.
Peace and love.